Hi everyone, welcome to my channel again. In today's video, I wanted to talk about the first two steps in reaching the highest meditation form. The first two steps which Patanjali has talked about in the Yoga Sutras of Patanjali. They have their own mystical powers attached to it. You will not believe this, but it happens. Once you practice it, you'll understand how powerful yogic practices are. So let's talk about what are yama and what are niyama. So these are essentially ethical and personal guidelines which one can follow for a more harmonious, more peaceful and a more balanced life. Not only that, if you are someone who's a spiritual aspirant, these are the guidelines which will help you a lot in your spiritual journey. And whenever you think you are not able to maintain your high vibration in life, it means you're doing some of these things wrong. And I'll tell you how you can come back to your higher energy once you follow these practices. First yama is being non-violent, ahimsa. Now you'll think हम तो non-violent है, हम तो किसी के साथ कुछ गलत नहीं करते, but क्या हम actually में हैं? Do we really don't speak of ill things? Do we really don't think about ill things? All these things become a part of first step of Yoga Sutras of Patanjali, which is yama. Can we be non-violent even in the most violent situations? And I know a lot of people think कि हमारे साथ कुछ गलत कर रहा है कोई तो हम थोड़ी ना उसको सहेंगे. Yes, we should take action like Arjuna did in Mahabharata, and that's why the whole Gita was written. The only difference between Arjun before listening to Bhagavad Gita and after listening to Bhagavad Gita was that he was completely transformed from within. Earlier, he wanted to fight the war. After he learnt about the Gyan that Sri Krishna gave to him, which made him transcendental in nature, he realized that whatever he is doing is created by God. But what does God want from him? God wants from him to be able to purify himself, to do his duty without attachment to the results and surrender everything, whatever he is doing for the will of God, but still do his duty without being attached to his actions. This is a very deep lesson, but when you understand a little bit of it and you start practicing in your life, that is when you'll become non-violent in nature. What is the mystical power that you'll get if you become completely non-violent in nature? Our aura will become very peaceful and nobody can harm us. Can you believe this? These mystical powers are something that I'm not talking out of the blue or I've not created it myself. It's written in the kaun sa pada? So the next yama is satya, which is truthfulness. And it's not only about speaking what you're seeing or just speaking the truth always. It's about not only being true to the outside world, but to yourself as well. It's about aligning your thoughts, your words, and your actions together. Most of the times we lie to ourselves and we don't even know it. You need to be true to yourself. If you don't know something, accept it to yourself at least that you don't know something. Don't build this ego of knowing everything. And when we build that ego of knowing everything, that is the biggest hurdle in our spiritual growth. You need to be more accepting and more willing to let go of your ego. Only then your super consciousness will come more into play. So being truthful is extremely important. What is the mystical power for this? Now, a lot of people say that they're not able to manifest their desires in life. This is the reason, because they're not being truthful. The opposite is also true. If you're being truthful to yourself and to others, you will be able to manifest your desires. And this is the law which is given in Yoga Sutras of Patanjali. And this is how we manifest things in life, by being true to yourself. So I hope you'll start to contemplate upon this thought. Third is asteya, which is non-stealing. A lot of people don't steal, yes, but sometimes we do. For example, we can steal someone's artwork, or we can steal someone's content and claim it to be ours. Or maybe we can just try to portray ourselves to be somebody else that we are not. Again, this is not being true to yourself, but at the same time, we are stealing someone else's identity or portraying ourselves to be something else. So if we are doing all these things, if we are stealing, which is stay, and the opposite of it is asteya. If we are stealing, we lose a lot of spiritual power. So there was this one person who told me that why are you sharing your own story on YouTube? People want you to be perfect, right? Only then they'll be able to trust you. For people like those who want to be seen as perfect, and I understand where that guy was coming from. He really cares about me. That's why he was talking to me like this. But why I didn't do it? Why I will never do it? Because I'll just not be truthful to myself and to others. Also, I'll be stealing. So this is something that I don't want in my life. For me, growing on YouTube is something which is very material. But for me, the most important part of my life is to grow more spiritually, to connect more with God, to be devotional in life, and all these things are something which is of main priority for me. Or let's say someone who is doing all these things until now, and you're watching this video, I would recommend that you try to change it. You did not know how these things were impacting you earlier, but now since you know, you can try to experiment in life. Don't be scared that you've done something very wrong in life. That is the beauty of practicing yoga. So you have to be gentle with yourself. Even if you've made a mistake, you did not know this, but now you know it, you can try to change it. But if you know something already and then you make a mistake, then you'll have to reap the consequences of your actions. That's also fine. You have a free will in life. You can experiment all you want, and eventually the life will lead you into evolution, and where all these little stealing or things like not speaking your truth will lead you into consequences, and then you learn how to not do it again, and then you'll grow in life. So this is how the karma works. So what is the mystical power of non-stealing? Mystical power of non-stealing is getting the access to true knowledge. Now, a lot of people will say, what is true knowledge? It is something which will come naturally to you. You don't have to go looking for it outside. Some people, you might have seen that they just are in the flow of the knowledge, right? It's coming to them naturally. Why? Because they're not stealing. They're not stealing it from anyone. And once you not steal things, these spiritual knowledge or wisdom will flow to you naturally. So the fourth yama is brahmacharya, which is not celibacy. It's something which is doing things in moderation, living a balanced life. It's something which is done according to the needs and not your wants. Doing what is required and not doing something which you're doing out of extreme desires. So if you try to maintain a balance within yourself of such kind, what will happen? What do you think will be the mystical power that you'll get? You'll get immense vitality and inner strength for sure. And you can try to observe it in your life, and it really, really works. Number 5 is related to a little minimalism. So it's also called as aparigraha, which is non-possessiveness or non-possession. So if you are someone who is not clinged to the things, or who is able to simplify their life, specifically physical as well as your mental space a lot. It's about letting go of the greed, the attachments, and need to hoard the things. If you will be able to do all of these things, I think in the new age, there are a lot of people who are becoming minimalists, and this is one of the very powerful thing which is already said by Patanjali. If you are a person who is following aparigraha, the mystical power that you'll get is about knowing your past lives. Now, this is something which can only happen when you get rid of a lot of things in your life. A lot of people have not done it. That's why maybe they have not able to come to this conclusion. But this is something which is maybe for experiment for you. So if you're someone who's already into minimalism, I'm sure you would be able to get a lot of insights from your past lives, provided you sit and meditate. So that's all I think for today's video. In the next video, we'll uncover 5 niyams and we'll talk about the respective mystical powers for them. And I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.